DJI Mini 3 Pro. First thing you want to do to get this thing activated is open up the wings. Just like so. Alright. Next thing you want to do is you want to grab your remote. So yeah, your remote and your drone. What you want to do, let me show you guys. See the power button here? Click it once and then hold. Once, hold. Should make some beeps. Screen should pop up. And then do the same thing with your drone. And then you can tell the little propellers will start to flicker a little bit once it's on. So, one, hold. As you can see. Get that beep noise. My drone is already connected to my camera. So I can't really show you guys this, but if you're having trouble connecting your monitor and controller to your drone, it should say connection guide in the bottom right corner, and just follow the instructions from there. As you guys can see on this monitor, we are connected, but before you fly, you want to make sure you take your camera little guard off, and that is by holding this little tab and just sliding it out of these two holes. As simple as that. And you got your camera guard off. To put it back in, you just put it back in those two holes and it'll lock in place. One thing to keep note is that one battery only lasts about 30 minutes of airtime. Another thing to keep note is the wind. If it is too windy, your drone and your camera can lose connection and it can lead to serious problems. You also want to make sure you have a GPS on your drone so that if, God forbid, anything goes bad, you can track your drone and go retrieve it. Before we get into anything else, I want to show you guys some things and features that this drone can do. So now you have your monitor and drone connected and you want to fly. The first thing you want to do is take these pin things out and put them on your joysticks. Those are gonna be your new joysticks, and that's what you're gonna use for your controlling. Never forget to do this. These can easily be lost if you drop them, so make sure you're careful. And these are screwing on. You screw them on to your joysticks. But if you do lose them, you can get direct copies on Amazon or the DJI website, so it's not that big of a deal, and they're fairly cheap, but just be aware. They're easy to lose them. I've lost one already. So in the top right, we have your battery right here. Mine's at 93 right now. Your battery, and then you have your satellites. Your satellites right here in connections. So when you do go outside and you are going to fly your drone without Wi-Fi, you want to make sure you have satellites. At least I would say about 15 satellites, or else you could lose connection between your controller and your drone. So you always want to make sure the first thing before you go fly is check your satellites. There's also a take me home feature, or whatever you want to call it, where your drone will automatically go to the spot where you launched it, which is really good if you lose connection from the wind somehow. The wind is definitely the most dangerous and the most precautious you want to be when you're flying. It can automatically go home for you, or when the battery's getting low, under 20%, it will go home for you. It's a really good feature that can ultimately save you your drone. And then more parts of your drone, the features, is in the bottom right. As you can see, we have your settings. So you can set it to auto, and it will auto do your settings for you, which is pretty much just, it takes the light and surroundings around you and makes the best settings for you. Or you can click Pro, which you can then click on the settings, and you can set these however you want. You can also set other stuff over here. I won't go too much into depth for that, as it really depends on, you know, the setting around you and stuff. Another cool feature you can do with this drone is you can turn the camera horizontally. So I will show you right now. All you have to do is click this button right here. It's above the AF button, and it will turn it horizontally. This is very good if you want images at this crop, and it just does it for you. Another really cool feature about this drone is that the camera, no matter how much you try to, you know, rotate this camera by going fast or sharp cuts, it will stay in place no matter what. It's a very stable camera, unless there's this feature where you can make the camera like turn or rotate on the turns, and that is called gimbal FPV mode, which will make your camera rotate horizontally when your aircraft is moving, and when it is in follow mode, it will stay stable. Another awesome feature about this drone is the fact that you can completely turn your camera, or gimbal, up or completely down. So I will show you guys this right now. As you can see, you got the gimbal or camera right here. Just by adjusting this slider, this one, if you're looking at from here, it is the one on the left, the slider on the left. You can turn this up and down, this gimbal. As you can see, it is moving. And I will show you guys this through the camera. See, the left side, as you can see on the camera, it is moving up. That is just another cool feature. One of my favorites, actually. But yeah, there's some more buttons on this camera. You have on the top right here. So this one, it will take a photo for you automatically, and this one will start a recording for you guys automatically. So by default, you are going to be in a photo mode. If you want your highest quality or resolution photo, what you're gonna do is click this 48 MP symbol, and it should be on 48 MP, which will give you 48 million pixel photos. And I will show you guys some examples of some 48 million pixel photos I've gotten. The zoom is very good on this, but I'm going to show you guys this right now. And then also you have video mode. There's nothing much fancy about that, just classic video. You also have a burst mode where you can take multiple photos within a second, and you can just burst fire it. And then you also have master shots where you can do various different features and special features. I'm not going to talk about them in this video. If you want to learn more about them, I'm sure there's a ton of videos on them out there. I actually haven't done much of them myself, but one of them, you can make follow you the drone, so wherever you go, it will just follow you. One of the best features on this drone is the obstacle avoidance feature, where if it is near an obstacle or object, anything, it will pop up. You'll see a little red symbol on this monitor, and then also the drone will stop for you and make it so that you cannot go forward into that obstacle, which really helps with crashing and just saving your drone in general. And then also you have a max altitude feature, where you can set your max altitude so you cannot go higher than that certain point, and it will tell you when you are higher than that point on your monitor, and it'll just prevent you from going too high. And then you have a max distance mode. You can set your max distance. You go, I think it's about 11 miles, it says the max distance is. I've only gone about 1 mile because I haven't really had this drone for too long, but I know a lot about it. But just make sure you don't go too far. Make sure you have enough battery. That's key. Make sure you have enough battery to make it there and back. You do not want to have your drone in the middle of nowhere, dead. Also, make sure your satellites are up and make sure your connection is strong. And then also in the middle of this controller, you have a little switch. So on the left you have C, on the middle you have N, and on the right you have S. C is for cinematic, which will pretty much is the slowest mode and will not go fast. Normal is obviously normal speed, normal everything. It's obviously middle fast, I should say. And then sport mode is the fastest mode. You can go the fastest, but watch out. It can go about 40 miles per hour, I'm pretty sure, which is really, really fast. So I would not start off with sport mode. I'd start with cinematic mode just to get used to the feel and practice with the drone and the controls before you go into sport mode, just for safety. You also have these buttons on the back of the controller, which you can customize to your use, which is really helpful because it's really just a really nice shortcut or whatever you want to make it, and it's easy access and quick access to whatever setting or anything you want to change. Another thing I would recommend is a battery case with 2 spare batteries. You can get these on Amazon for about $160. They're not cheap, but it is very, very important, and it helps so much. Pretty much your drone only has 35 minutes or so, 30 minutes of battery in one battery until you have to recharge that battery and fly again. With this, you can stuff all your batteries in here. Usually there's only 2 since there's 1 in the drone, but it will automatically charge all of the batteries at once. And once your one battery dies in your drone, you can just stuff another one in there and get 30 or so more minutes of flight time without having to go inside and charge it. My first flight went amazing, and I'm sure all your guys' flight will go amazing too, as long as you just be safe, keep an eye on it, and do not go too far in your first flight or too fast. And just take it slow, get used to the movements, and don't be nervous. I was nervous for my first flight, but it really, after the first 30 seconds or so of flying, it's really easy to catch on to. It's really easy to use. The quality is very, very nice. And yeah, that's really all for the video, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope something in this video helped you guys understand something or gave you just a guide on how to use this thing. And if you want to see more DJI Mini 3 Pro videos, or if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments.